have a recipe called steak tornadoes, and great care has to be taken with the use of it. The rump steak is a very versatile piece of meat in so much as it can be grilled, barbecued, fried. You can bake it in the piece. But you'll notice that on this rump steak we have a nice selvage of fat on the outside. That's most important for a barbecue. Don't cut all the fat off first. Barbecue your meat first of all, cut the fat off later. That keeps it nice and moist, nice and juicy, because the fat has got so much flavour in it. Also, those little white flecks of meat, or little white flecks that you see through the meat, is called marbling. And this also tells us this is quality meat and very, very excellent for dry frying, barbecuing. Also can be marinated. Marinating of meat makes it nice and tender, adds a flavour to it, and the taste overall is beautiful. The round steak is another nice piece of meat, one knife cut away from the rump, and also the marbling, and that is very, very noticeable. So the first 2 or 3 slices off this round would be suitable for dry frying, or grilling, or barbecuing, or marinating. It's very noticeable, the white flecks through the meat, to show the quality of that meat. Otherwise, the joint itself makes a beautiful piece for seasoning. So that there could be put into the oven, baked very, very slowly, and you have a beautiful seasoned joint. So the round, once again, is a very versatile piece of meat. The top side muscle is the muscle in between the silver side and the round, and as such, it is a muscle that takes up a fair bit of room and does a fair bit of work. Very, very lean piece of meat, ideally suited for anybody that may be on a diet, cholesterol-free diet, etc., and not a great deal of marbling through that. And as such, great care, again, has to be taken in the cooking and preparation of topside. If you were to take that piece of topside home and put that onto a barbecue plate and cook that for about 10 minutes or so on a barbecue plate, you'll find it be very, very dry indeed. It's not that the meat would be tough, it would be simply that the meat would dry out. So therefore, any time that you use topside in a recipe, it is preferable to undercook it. And it's quite safe. You'll see at the back there that piece of roasting topside that has been taken off the corner part. We're showing you the full topside, but the piece at the back is the corner cut. And this is an ideal piece for roasting or baking. Otherwise, the topside there you would use for casseroling, braising, anywhere that you need a bit of flavoursome meat in a nice recipe. The silver side muscle in most butcher shops they use for their pickling or corning. What we have done here, we've taken a piece off the front and we have taken the H-bone part of the silver side off. Now once again, this is only one knife cut up above the rump. So therefore this piece here of good quality meat can be used in a pot roast situation or can be just simply baked in the oven. The rest of the silver side would be salted or pickled. But there is nothing wrong with using that piece of meat in other situations if it's off a young enough animal. The carving of that piece of silver side would be just as you see it facing through there, straight across the muscle, across the grain. But otherwise, it is salted or cured. The last piece of meat we have for you is the shin beef, or in this case you can see the name is gravy beef. It means exactly the same. This piece of meat was used many years ago in the manufacture of brawn. And the idea being that it was cooked very, very slowly on top of the stove for many, many hours, with the overall purpose of melting or making the connective tissue nice and tender. And otherwise you could use that for soups, stews, anywhere that would require a fair amount of time and just very slowly cooking. 2 lots of trimmings we saved out of that hind quarter. We call one of them lean trimmings and the other one sausage trimmings, just to differentiate between the leanness of one lot, which we would just simply mince, and the other lot which would be used in the manufacture of sausages. The amount of bone, fat and wastage in a hind quarter is approximately 20 to 25%, depending on the quality of the animal. So when you buy a hind quarter that weighs 40 odd kilos, there's no way that you're going to get 40 kilos of meat.